I look at a left-sided player. I know the comparison's tough, but I look at Vinicius and I just think that's a left-sided player.
To him.
No, but Grealish is a £100 million player.
He wants to be
100
midfielder.
Chelsea had Timo Werner. Comparing to him. What's happening, everyone, and welcome to 888 Sport. On this episode of the playlist, we're going to be ranking some incredible footballers, or at least footballers who we believe should be. So I'm going to give you 5 names, and I want you to rank who you think is going to have the best season, top to bottom. The names that I would like to give you are Grealish, Trent, Mount, Rashford, and Rice.
I've changed it again.
Right, Addy, let's play the game ourselves because these two are incompetent. Ready?
One, two, three.
Yeah, I'll join you. Similar.
Quite similar.
but different.
Similar. Yeah, close. Quite
gone
close.
I don't even know if I believe this either, man. That's the thing. Like,
Quite
I've
close.
changed it, by the way. I have just changed it.
Rory's. You guys are actually quite close.
Oh, you
as well.
gone Rice?
I mean, I think, Rice, we agree.
I don't even like. I think what makes
Oh,
a
we-
good season
so
for Rice
Rice-
is so different to what makes a good season for Trent. That's it. Like, it's so hard to define what's a good season for these players.
Rice is he's constantly in the team. Do you see what I'm saying? He's like 7, 8.
What a
out of 10.
success for him this season.
But
That's
a
the thing. Like,
that's what I'm
West Ham
saying.
could finish lower, and he could have a good season. But like, is
But
Grealish
For West Ham to have a good season, Rice needs to have a good season.
But remember,
And I think the other team, the other players can fall off, and I expect the clubs to still do okay. If Rice has a bad season, if
But
Rice goes
that's
down
a pressure in itself.
pressure
That's
in itself.
harder.
If Rice goes down to your 3s and 4s, you said always 6 and 7s, then West Ham are in big trouble. They're not making top 10.
I think out of this list of players, in my opinion at least, Declan Rice is the best player on this. Like, if you take position out of it or whatever, who's the best footballer on this list? For me, it's Declan Rice.
Yeah.
And therefore, I expect him.
No.
I'm not sure I agree with that either.
I'm not sure if I agree with that.
I'm
Not sure if I agree with
basically,
that.
But
I would
I've put
say Trent is
Grealish-
the best footballer.
Yeah. I mean,
technical
all these other boys, no disrespect
Grealish.
to Rice, are playing Champions League football week in, week out.
he's got a lot
at the
of
highest level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We haven't seen Rice against
No, but we've seen Rice play
for England.
yeah,
Let's be honest though, it's 9 games against Dross, and then it's 1 game against.
No, but
a team.
tournaments as well. Tournaments.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
so,
even
even
stand out.
Euros. Again,
I don't think
repeat
international
it,
football
9 games
touches
against
Champions
Dross and then
League,
1
so-
team. So we haven't seen him against a top lick yet of football. That's the only thing.
I
For
disagree.
me, I've put Grealish. I've put Grealish at number 1 because I think he comes with obviously the big price tag last season. I think he's going to be playing a lot of games, and he has got something to prove. I love Grealish, by the way. Don't get me wrong, but I think
He was safe last season. He was too safe at City. He still had he probably should have got more assists at least. Than
Yes.
he should have. But we just wasted.
Didn't have
chances.
anyone
You
to
Haaland
finish
now.
him,
You
yeah.
have Haaland. That's the thing. So the bad thing is, Grealish could have played last season, but you had Haaland there. You probably would have 2 or 3 more goals himself, and probably another 5 or 6 assists. And all of a sudden, people are going, Grealish had a good season.
Yeah, I remember there was
like,
a game,
it's crazy.
there was a game
like,
at
yeah.
Palace. You went away to Palace, and Grealish was just putting it on a plate for someone, and ultimately didn't. End
No
up
one
in
was
there.
ever there, and that's the thing is that even in the pre-season game, you had a good link up with Haaland.
I understand that argument about what you're saying there, but I still expect way more goals from Grealish. Mahrez was doing the same thing and was your top goal scorer.
No,
last
he's
season.
24 last season.
Yes, in
yeah.
fact.
So, no,
I
you're
expect
absolutely
Grealish-
bang on.
And
you're
Mahrez
bang
was
on.
doing exactly that.
Yeah.
Like, you're putting him on a plate, but then he thought, I'm going to do it myself.
Difficult
Bang.
thing for him is Pep started playing Bernardo on the right, which then is Foden on the left because we don't need Foden as a false nine anymore. So Grealish, I think he's going to play, but it's just he has to be brilliant. But that maybe is why he will be because he has to.
I
be.
don't
That's
even
why
think
I think
Grealish
I'll
is
put him number
guaranteed
1.
to start. Even with Sterling gone, I don't think he's guaranteed to
No,
start.
he's not. He's not.
That's why I'm a bit... That's why he was third for me on the list, because I don't think he's
Do
guaranteed
you know
to
what?
start.
I don't think anyone on the list is going to have an incredible season.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think anyone's going to have an incredible season. I think they'll all have decent seasons.
I feel like Declan Rice will have a very big season with the World Cup coming up. He knows that his place in the England team isn't really in any kind of jeopardy. I think he is.
Does he have any?
He is West Ham, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he carries the
It's all well and-
expectations of a club
yeah.
and a country on his shoulders.
It's all well
already.
and good being 7, 6s, 7s, 8s out of 10s every week, which he is. He's consistently a very, very good player. But you're right. Should he have got that big move last season when it was all the hoo-ha about Man United, the Liverpools of this world,
Is he
etc.?
unaffordable now? I mean,
Is he a big fish in a small pond?
But is he trapped? I think
I don't think...
The pond isn't that small. They're in
Yeah,
the
West Ham
European
are the side.
semi-finals,
No,
aren't they?
but what I mean is, it's like...
No, but you know what he means.
I know what you mean. Like Rice, if
They're
he
not-
goes to a bigger club, if he goes to the Man Cities of this world,
Champions League club.
Yeah.
is he going to be getting the consistency games. Is he going to be found out? Is he going to be the
I
Declan
suppose
Rice
that's
that
what
we all
don't
like?
know.
at
In my
West Ham?
opinion, I think it would bring out the best in him. I think he's
if you've got
sensational.
better
I honestly
players,
think he's
yeah.
sensational.
Okay, that's interesting because I think he's a very good player, but not a sensational player.
I think he's sensational.
I don't think it's a sensational.
That box
player
to
either. I think
box.
he's a very good player, but I don't think it's sensational. When I think of someone in his same position, I think Rodri's sensational.
Yeah,
I think Rodri.
Like, he doesn't touch Rodri.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
no,
even
not
close.
at all. And he will cost more on the market than Rodri.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
that's
think,
the
I think
price
he's
is
overpriced. Yeah,
120 million.
120 million.
nowadays.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
and
there's
Rodri was
not a
60.
120 million pound player there. I don't see.
Like true world class DM is Rodri. That's the level. That and
But
Rice
isn't a DM.
He's a box-to-box
Box-to-box
midfielder, but then he's
midfielder.
not Bernardo
For him-
Silva.
for him-
That's a
for
true
him-
level
yeah, for him to be a
box-to-box
box-to-box
midfielder. You know?
midfielder, he doesn't get enough goals.
Bernardo Silva
Doesn't
is
get enough goals if he really
He
is
doesn't get
kicking
enough
that
goals
box.
in a West Ham team. He doesn't get enough goals in a West Ham team. It's different scoring goals for Man City than it is scoring goals for
No,
West
but
Ham.
we have seen other players in lesser teams, if you like, get the goals. Grealish.
But not when you have the amount of responsibility that Declan Rice has.
I agree
The
with.
thing is, if he went to Man City now, he'd be sat on the bench all season behind Gundogan, Rodri, Bernardo, and Kevin De Bruyne, and he would be.
He'll be fighting for Calvin Phillips to get on the pitch.
Yeah, and that's awful because he's brilliant, but he doesn't have that high level quality.
Sort of
High level quality.
Getting in the City team doesn't really matter, does it? Like that, Raheem Sterling is a class act. He didn't get in. Gabriel Jesus is a class act. He didn't get in.
one of
Not
these
getting-
on there as well, Grealish.
Not getting in the City team is kind of neither here nor there. You can be
but
a
if
world class
if
footballer
he's
and
that
not get in the City team.
extraordinary.
No, but
as
you
we
can
say,
be
it's-
extraordinary and not get in the City team.
I still think he's extraordinary though.
No, I'm not suggesting that he. I mean, I think he is a class act, Declan Rice, and I feel like he's going to grow and going to become the archetypal central midfielder, the swashbuckling box to box Steve Gerrard, Frank Lampard. I think he's that good a player.
I don't think he's that close.
I
personally.
think he's that good.
Lampard,
He's so
Gerrard.
young.
No, he's nowhere near
He's
that.
so
How old
so
is he?
young.
Is he that
He's
young still?
he's nowhere
He's
near
like mid 20s.
Is he
early
25?
20. Is he?
No, he's 23 or something.
Yeah.
You've got to remember what Lampard and Gerrard were doing at 23.
Yeah.
Like they were,
The assists were
scary.
ridiculous.
It was scary already. So I don't know if he's. I like him, but I
Well,
don't know
I've
if he'll be
got
able to
Rice
stand
first, Grealish
I've got
second.
Rice first as well, by the way. I've got Rice first.
You spent a whole video raining
No, I've
on
got
it.
Rice first
I
because
do-
the others, I think.
I'm not looking
Rice
for. I'm
first.
not seeing inspiration on that list. You know, in terms of season this year. Like, look, should we go to the bottom? Rashford. To me, like, he's got a lot to prove. Rashford, hasn't he? An awful lot.
Yeah, he's the one that needed the move.
Yeah.
I don't
Press
know
the reset button, start again. Needed the
Where though? What
with you
level
on
of
that.
footballer? What level of club?
This is the problem.
Newcastle should come in.
You know, I thought. You know,
play there.
before
Just
Arsenal
behind,
Jesus links, I thought Arsenal could be a good move for him before
Yeah,
the
I see
Jesus
that,
links.
actually.
But obviously now the Jesus, no chance. But I thought that was a good move. Still a big club.
But not getting into the Manchester United team or struggling to get into the Manchester United team. Arsenal finish like that would be a promotion to go to Arsenal, and he was not getting in the Man United team.
Well, it's not.
No, it would. Arsenal
in
finish
terms
above them in
of
the league.
size of club.
Look at what Zinchenko and Jesus have gone to. They've gone to, and obviously Jesus I think is a better footballer than Rashford. But the point is, he's been revitalised. You know, he's had and I do think Rashford a move could have been great for him.
No, but what I'm saying,
Gone to revitalise his career because obviously the World Cup's coming up.
the Man City thing is an anomaly. We have to stop leaving Man City. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about Man City. Leave it, Marcus Rashford. If you're an Arsenal fan, not getting in. Arsenal don't want to sign players that can't get in the Man United team. Arsenal do want to sign players that can't get in the Man City team. Chelsea want to sign players. I'd sign the whole Man City bench. Of course I would.
Again,
I'd sign the whole Man United
about
bench.
the change of scenery, what he's done for Jesus, and he's found his confidence, and I'm said that was the comparison I was making.
Yeah.
Do you think
That's a
Rashford?
shout.
I think Rashford's so in his own head at United, and it's got so toxic there that sometimes you just need to move.
Can I just ask
I
a
feel that's
question?
where he is.
Is he? How good at football is Marcus Rashford?
I think he's very talented. But he
He's
needs a
talented,
coach. He
but
needs a coach.
it's his numbers. It's his numbers. And
You need
I
a
think he's
serious
one of them
coach.
players that needs an arm around the shoulder. And I think some of these coaches, as we all know, they're hard taskmasters. And I think maybe the Ten Hag, I don't know what he's like as a person. I've never met him. But is he going to bring out the best in Rashford? I don't know. Ralph Rangnick wasn't a good man manager, as everyone
There was
said.
a nice
I'll
moment.
say.
He scored against Liverpool. The celebrations. I think everybody associated with Manchester as a city enjoyed him scoring against Liverpool in the way that he did. And I think that a lot of the country sort of enjoyed it in some way. But I just don't think he's good enough. I really don't. I'm prepared.
Stay raw. You know, like it's like he's unrefined still, and he does need. I would love to have seen what a coach like Pep or Klopp would have done when he was that young. You know,
That's what I mean. Arm around the shoulder.
Here's one then.
smooth.
Does Marcus Rashford go to the World Cup?
No.
The squad's massive though, isn't it?
If it's a 28-man squad as we've just been told, then yeah. But does he start? No. Does he get in the final?
Oh, he's not
Squad,
in the
no.
first
I don't think he gets anywhere near it. It's
a
think about
shame.
the strikers that he's got. Like, it's touch and go whether Tammy Abraham goes. But if you're taking strikers, Tammy Abraham goes over Rashford every day of the week, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's touch and go whether. And I wouldn't be surprised for Tammy Abraham not to go. I think he should, but I don't think he will. So I don't really see how Marcus Rashford gets anywhere near it. So for me, Rashford on this list, I don't think he's comparable in terms of footballing talent to anyone else here. I don't know if I'm being overly harsh.
On basis of the past few years as well, it's true. You're right. Rashford's on the bottom for me.
He's at the bottom, but he's a talented footballer. Come on. He is a talented footballer.
I'm not sure. I'm honestly. I mean, he's a talented footballer, and as much as he's a Premier League footballer, of course he's a talented footballer. But I just don't see him in the. All of these players, they have the potential to be world class, and I just don't think Marcus Rashford does.
I'm changing my list. I'm repping my man.
Who's your man?
I'm going putting Grealish at the top because I do honestly
think
it's
futile though. Oh no, you've equalised. That's significant.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to have with Haaland. I think that's going to be the difference.
So we're all in agreement. Rashford is bottom.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
I'll put Rashford bottom. Yeah.
Okay. So Rashford is bottom. We've got one.
I've
got Trent Alexander-Arnold fourth.
Mount 4 for me.
Yeah.
Mount.
So you 4 have got Mount. Okay. So Mount has to go.
Well, now
fourth.
I have. Yeah.
Are you not? Nobody gets it with Mount.
I just can't see him better than
I don't understand what he is. What he does.
Mount's regressed.
Got to watch more football, man. If you
I think Mount's used incorrectly.
What's his best position?
8 in my opinion.
Midfielder.
You say an 8.
Yeah.
What's his best position?
Just a midfielder. He is also a box-to-box midfielder.
But I've seen him on the right. I've seen him on the left for Chelsea.
He's not a winger, man.
He
He
doesn't have that pace.
No, he's not a
why is he
winger. But
playing
he plays out wide, but tucking in. You know, he starts out wide and ends up sort of drifting in. In terms of
Is he world class?
No, he's probably not world class.
Very good,
but
though.
he's a very good footballer. I mean,
I
you've got to
agree.
just look at every manager that's had the opportunity to picks him every week. Like, you know, forever started for Frank Lampard, forever starts for Thomas Tuchel,
I
forever
think
starts
Pep
for
would
Gareth
like him
Southgate.
as well. I think he would do. I think I'm a bit of a Mount defender.
I think he's brilliant.
I think he's just he's probably another one where there's been a lot of uncertainty over the years, and it does affect.
He's very unpopular in as much as fans of clubs other than Chelsea don't really get him. Fans who follow football on the internet, you know, your Twitter fans and that, they don't really get him. But anyone who's played the game, like I remember speaking to Jody Morris about Mason Mount, and he's just like, he's a gift. Like, that was the terminology. You know, obviously Jody Morris was Mason Mount's assistant manager and managed him when they were kids. He was just like, he's a gift to any manager or any footballer. Everyone else on the pitch is a better player because Mason Mount is there. Sometimes you get that kind of footballer's footballer, don't you, rather than a fan's footballer. Like what we were talking about when we've had these conversations in the past with like Darren Bent or Jack Wilshere or whatever, when they talk about footballers and we kind of go, well, we think this. You're like, no, mate. So I think Mason Mount definitely gets the plaudits within the game. But if you've all got him fourth, I'll have to fall on that. Which puts who third?
Trent for me.
Right.
Is the question marks over Trent in terms of like his development? Because obviously he's great going forward. When should he start improving defensively? Because he was abysmal.
I don't think he will. It's the issue with him is
the
fact that Jordan Henderson, he hasn't got worse at defending. He's doing what he's doing. He just hasn't got better. He just hasn't got Jordan Henderson covering for him all the time. Like the reason that Trent Alexander-Arnold was so good, so gifted, and doing so much going forward, he was responsible for the vast majority of Liverpool's attacks. The reason why he was able to do that was because Jordan Henderson was looking after him constantly. Jordan Henderson hasn't got the legs to do it. Harvey Elliott's not going to do it. Salah's not going to track back, and therefore he's been exploited.
But he's phenomenal. Is it? Well, I guess what I'm trying to say
defending,
is
there was a lot of question marks.
At what point does it become a little bit of his own responsibility to improve in that area?
No. There's like 3 or 4 things. Obviously, you say Jordan Henderson, it's Fabinho who does that job now. And then that side, so on the left, you've got Van Dijk and Andy Robertson. This side, though, it's been Konate, it's been Matip, it's been Gomez, so there's been no consistency with Trent and the right side.
Not just giving them pass though, just because other players aren't going to.
No, I'm just trying to say that you need consistency next to you. Like clearly, look.
Yeah, I agree.
He's Achilles' heels defending clearly, but if you haven't got that consistency of who's going to be that guy that actually covers for him when he drops in,
when you look at Vinicius Junior's goal in the Champions League final, like his positioning has nothing to do. His positioning has nothing to do with the centre half. His positioning was just all over the place because he wasn't concentrating. Vinicius Junior's drifted in around the back of him and he's not aware of it.
Well, we've got to look at the Southgate factor as well, haven't we?
Southgate never fancied him. Southgate never fancied him when he was brilliant, though.
He's obviously absolutely immense. I'm not going to deny that.
Southgate doesn't fancy him as well because the options are Kyle Walker and Reece James.
And he's not getting above them.
But do you think that's wrong?
No, I think they're better options.
What, you think both of those?
Both are better options, yeah. I think Reece James is not as good as going forward, but he's very good and he's a better defender. And Kyle Walker is a better defender as well. I do think Trent's mistakes get over-highlighted. And I've said this before. I've seen Reece James's mistakes, loads of them. He barely gets a clip. He ain't going to clip it. For some reason, I've seen Kyle Walker.
I haven't seen them.
You haven't seen Reece James' mistakes?
Not to this level.
No, not to this level, but a mistake. It doesn't even get clipped.
Yeah,
I think
he
every
gets
single
himself sent off now and again.
Every single
like that,
mistake that Trent does now is clipped. Every single
mistake. But
mistake.
they're significant. and it's clipped because it cost you a Champions League final. Like that's why it's significant. Like Reece James, I can't think of an obvious mistake that he's made. Overcommitted, some would say, silly, like gets himself sent off, that kind of thing. But I don't think they're comparable in terms of the mistakes they make.
Maybe not, and some will say they're not comparable in terms of what he offers Liverpool, which is going forward. That's why he's clearly in that thing.
No, they're not.
So he's clearly in Liverpool's side because of what he offers going forward. Like, I'm trying to be a Trent apologist. I see the mistakes, and it frustrates me. But it is what it is. I've almost accepted that's just him now. What can he do going forward? That's all. I just accepted it. And Liverpool have accepted it. Hence why Liverpool have bought in.
He's got to
that philosophy
improve, He has to improve.
Will be really, really detrimental to you.
I agree.
If that philosophy that you said is replicated at the club,
Here's an example. When Kyle Walker joined Man City, he was by far the least comfortable on the ball. He was. Yeah. He was poor at it, but he was so good defensively, so much pace. Kyle Walker was an overlapping fullback, if everyone remembers.
Yeah,
when he first joined it. But
you
watch him as a footballer now, man. He's so comfortable on the ball because he's worked on his game. Every day is a school day, man. When you've got a teacher like Pep or a teacher like Klopp, and he has to improve. He just has to. You can't just be like, I'm good at that, but don't worry about it.
So you think Trent's never...
He has to be.
You have to really improve.
Walker
Trent's
improved his passing at like 29 years old, and like now Walker can pass at a it's ridiculous how comfortable he is, and like Trent is a phenomenal footballer, but when you're that intelligent and that good as a footballer, you can't then just be like, yeah, but I'm not good at that bit, and that's fine. No, because you're that good at that, it means you can also be good at some of another part of your game. You have to be, and in my opinion, like there's a glaring gap that everyone's known for 2 or 3 years in his game now, and he's made maybe he's tried, but he's not got any better.
The thing is, he might have got better at it, but the attacks are going, and now everybody's targeting his side, which means even if he's elevated his performances as a defender, he's having more to defend, and therefore he's conceding more goals.
That defending against United was schoolboy. He was just looking around, walking about, man. Like that's the thing is he's that good, but for him to be number one on this list, he has to just improve his all-round game.
So we all got him third.
Yeah,
Addy.
I had him second, but
are you happy to drop to
shot down here? Yeah, sorry, Trent, I've tried, but
does that mean that we're now in agreement that Grealish is second?
Oh
no, you two have gotten top.
Oh,
so for Addy and I, Grealish, Rice for the top 2, and you boys are Grealish at the top.
Grealish, Rice, Trent, Mount, Rashford.
I guess my logic is,
but I get what you're saying.
I just don't think Grealish will play enough.
Yeah.
And I think Rice will start every game for both club and country.
Fair point.
I'm fine.
I just went on the fact of his price tag, and I love Jack Grealish.
I think he's got. I think he's going to impress.
He's my type of player. I've always loved that maverick. Drop a shoulder.
Yeah, I agree.
I love all
very
that.
Tottenham thing as well.
Yeah,
I think it's ridiculously overrated, Grealish.
But this is what I'm saying. Big fish at Villa.
Yeah, 100%.
Come to City, bigger players. Price tag.
I look at
amazing.
I look at left. It was amazing at Villa. I agree, but I look at a left-sided player. I know the comparison's tough, but I look at Vinicius and I just think that's a left-sided player.
To him.
No, but Grealish is a £100 million player.
He wants to be
Chelsea had Timo Werner comparing to him.
No, you are right. But Grealish is a £100 million player. Everyone screams for him to start for England on the left, and I look at the proper left-sided players in the world, and I'm like,
yeah,
I agree.
I think you've done him really dirty.
He's not a world-class winger yet.
It's a bit harsh.
Is he not?
But no, we'll look back one day, I reckon, and he'll end up being a world-class number 8, and I think it'll be.
What is he? 27?
He's 27 in September. Same birthday as me.
September? Yeah, do you know? Oh, right.
Because we have exactly 10 years.
Weird.
September what?
Yeah, exactly 10 years. We're going to be.
So Declan Rice top of the list.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Rice is quality.
Okay, so we are in agreement. Our list goes. Let's have a look, everybody. Are we all on the same page here?
That Trent, by the way, that Trent stuff hurt me. I kept quiet. It really hurt me.
I mean, you didn't. You really fought hard.
But you needed to hear it, though, Addy. You did. Sometimes the things that you need to hear hurt you the most.
Steve's employing the arrows, which is totally unnecessary because he has been provided with the correct utensils. Anyway, that is our list. Do us a favour, in the comments below, let us know. Do you agree? Do you think we've got it right? Have we been overly harsh on Marcus Rashford? Have we been too complimentary to Declan Rice? And do you agree with Addy that Trent Alexander-Arnold got slandered and libelled in this? Please do us a favour, comment below, let us know. And if you haven't subscribed, please do it right now. See you all on the next episode of The Playlist.
All right, that was a bit painful for me as a Liverpool fan about Trent. I tried Trent. I certainly tried. Make sure you leave a comment below. Get your 5 in order as well. Declan Rice, I think, fair to say, is number 1. All right, next week, things will get interesting because we're doing our all-time top 5 English strikers of all time.
Harry
Won't
Kane.
be easy. Shearer. Anyway.